Hi everyone. Today our group will be presenting our e-flyer titled Strengthening Whistleblower Protection to Fight Corruption. First, let me give a brief overview of our topic. A whistleblower is a person who report illegal, unethical, or corrupt activity that happen within an organization or government agency. Whistleblower play an important role because they help expose corruption that might otherwise remain hidden. However, in reality, many people are afraid to come forward. They may worry about losing their job, facing legal action, or even receiving threats. Without proper protection, many cases of corruption are never reported. In our flyer, we use the Sabah Mineral Management scandal as an example. In this case, a businessman revealed alleged bribery involving several Sabah State Assembly members. However, he was not granted protection under the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010 because he admitted that he had also participated in paying the bribers. This case showed that while Malaysia already has a Whistleblower Protection Act, there are still limitations in this implementation. As a result, potential whistleblower may his hesitate to report corruption, allowing unethical behavior to continue. Corruption does not only affect the government, it it also weakens accountability, reduce transparency, and cause the public to lose trust in institutions. Therefore, strengthening whistleblower protection is an important step in promoting integrity and creating a more transparent and accountable society. With that, I will now pass the presentation to my teammate who will explain our research process and the key finding in more details. Thank you.
My name is Eng Haoran, and I'm here to explain our research process, including sources used and data collection methods. Since this case involved a lot of political drama and leaked videos, we had to be very careful to find information we could trust. We look at actual laws like the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010 and official statements from the Anti-Corruption Agency or MACC. We also read news reports from trusted sources like Malay Mail and Free Malaysia Today. To make sure our work was accurate, we checked that politicians were saying against official MACC statement and court records. This helped us separate the real facts from public rumors and made up stories. Because this case was so big, we split the research work into different parts. Some of us looked into political side, while others focused on the business side. We then held regular meetings to bring all our information together and make sure everything made sense. Finally, we took all this heavy research and focused on making it easy for the public to read. Instead of using long paragraphs, we pull out the most important facts and turn them into short, clear points. We also carefully choose our flyer colors like red for danger and black for power to show how serious corruption is and to help people understand the message quickly without feeling overwhelmed. Thank you. I now will pass to Kevin for his continued presentation.
Thank you, Haran. Hello, everyone. I'm Tai Chenpo. Now, let's dive into our key findings, specifically focusing on the communication strategy and design walkthrough of our e-flyer. Our primary communication strategies was to translate complex legal issues surrounding whistleblower protection into an easy to understand, captivating and visual shrinking format. We specifically targeted the broader public with a focus on young adults and university students. To achieve this, we initially replaced long, overwhelming paragraph with clear infographic, succinct facts, and brief explanation to improve audience engagement. We structure the layout to systematic guide the reader's eyes, starting with the core problems, moving into the legal flaw, and concluding with our suggested changes. So moving on to the visual element, we purposefully selected a restrict color scheme consistent mostly of red, black, white, and dark gray to emphasize the heavy theme to corruptions, accountability, and integrity. In our design, black stands for power and gravity, while red denotes power, urgency, and corruptions. We use white strategically to offer visual balance, enhance readability, and maintains the information's overall accessibility. Finally, to graphically, despite abstract concepts like justice, legal protections, sanctuary, and the several repercussions of corruptions, we incorporate specific icons such as warning, signal, legal skull, and broken shape by adhering to their visual communication principle of speakery, contrast, and visual hierarchy. We ensure our audience can rapidly grasp these critical legal topics without feeling overwhelmed. So I will pass to Miko to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Kevin. My name is Miko, and now I will explain the key message of our e-flyer. The main message we want our audience to learn is that protecting whistleblower is an important part of fighting corruption. When people are not protected after reporting wrongdoing, they may become afraid to speak up. This allows corruption to continue and makes it more difficult to hold those responsible accountable. Our e-flyer also explains why integrity is important in creating a corruption-free society. There are four things here: honesty, transparency, accountability, and public trust. First of all, honesty means choosing to do what is right by reporting unethical behavior instead of remaining silent. Honest actions help expose corruption and also to support justice. Second of all, transparency means that investigation and government action should be open, fair, and trustworthy to all of us. This allows the public to have confidence that corruption cases are handled properly. Third of all, accountability means that everyone, including public officials, must take responsibility for their actions. No one should be above the law, and anyone involved in the corruption should be investigated fairly. Finally, public trust is built when whistleblowers are protected and corruption is addressed transparently. When people trust that they will be treated fairly, they are more willing to report wrongdoing and contribute to anti-corruption efforts. So in conclusion, our e-flyer reminds us that integrity is not only about personal values. It also helps build transparency, accountability, public trust, and honesty. By protecting whistleblowers, we encourage more people to report corruption and contribute to a more ethical and transparent Malaysia. Now I'll pass the last part to Gawai. Thank you.
So thank you, Miko. So to wrap up our group presentation on the Sabah Mineral Management scandal and our e-flyer, so I will presenting our practical recommendation for reader. As my teammate has showed, to create real challenge, to create real change, we must move from exposing corruption to actively fixing it. So first, we propose two critical legal and institution solution. So the first one is reforming the Act 711. So Section 11 of the Whistleblower Protection Act must be amended to allow conditional protection of immunity for informants who were involved in the wrongdoing, ensure reader evidence isn't hidden. And the second one is enforcing strict confidentiality. Anti-corruption body like the MSCC must strictly protect a whistleblower identity so individuals can report misconduct without fear of public exposure or retaliation. So second, we focus on promoting ethical behavior across three key pillars shown at the bottom of our e-flyer. So the first one is government. So implement transparent licensing system and independent oversight to ensure public officials remain accountable. So the second one is institution. So establish safe, confidential internal reporting channels and strictly enforcing zero tolerance policies. And the last one is citizen. So shift social norms, reject bribe giving as a normal business, and actively speak up against unethical behavior. So in conclusion, our e-flyer was designed to remind young Malaysians that integrity isn't just an abstract idea, so it relies on honesty, transparency, accountability, and public trust. So ending corruption requires both strong legal shields to protect those who speak up and a collective commitment from every one of us do what is the right. So thank you for your time. Yeah, we will end the presentation already. Thank you.